Extreme poverty. In the 80s, this was like loading up a NES game for the first time, except you start with no money, no instructions, and the difficulty is locked on hardcore mode. You're living on the equivalent of a couple dollars a day, less than the cost of a fast food combo meal back then. Extreme poverty doesn't just mean being short on cash. It means no reliable food, clean drinking water, no stable shelter, and healthcare might as well be science fiction. Things most people take for granted are luxuries here. Think about a normal 1980s morning. Wake up, eat breakfast, maybe flip on the TV to catch Larry vs. Magic from the night before. In extreme poverty, every one of those steps is a struggle, or simply impossible. Food is minimal and lacking nutrition. While microplastics probably weren't around yet, the water might still make you sick either way, but you drink it since dehydration is worse. And if you get ill, medical care isn't an option. Doctors cost money, and well, you don't have any. You're in survival mode 24/7. Extreme poverty isn't a setback, it's an uphill race against time. It's like being trapped at the bottom of a deep well with no rope, no ladder, and no one even looking down. Regular poverty. If you were born in this class, life was like trying to win Monopoly when you start the game already in debt. You don't own property, you don't collect bonuses, and every time you pass go, inflation hits you instead of giving you $200. But hey, at least you have this black and white TV that turns off when someone slams a door too hard. You have income, but barely enough. You constantly juggle choices between essentials, groceries or the electric bill, rent or car repairs. Poverty is defined by income thresholds, but those thresholds change depending on where you live. $30 a day might mean struggle in the US, but survival elsewhere. Still, poverty isn't just about money, it's about access. You might survive, but you're locked out of opportunities that help people escape. Education, stable jobs, safe neighborhoods. There's also relative poverty. You might have enough to get by, but not enough to participate. Imagine everyone else has cable TV, cassette players, and eventually a VCR, while you're stuck listening to the same radio station on a static-filled AM dial. You're technically surviving, but socially disconnected. Lower middle class. You live in a modest home or apartment, probably in the suburbs. You're above water, but not by much. Your family owns a reliable car, maybe a used Toyota. Nothing flashy, but it starts every morning. Your job's stable, office work, teaching, skilled trades. Bills get paid, food is on the table, and utilities stay on. But money still needs to be managed carefully. One unexpected expense can throw everything off. You might be just starting this job and haven't been able to climb the ladder to a more lucrative role yet. Buying new electronics or upgrading appliances isn't casual, it's a decision. You work hard knowing the kid's new Lego space set isn't going to pay for itself. If you play your cards right, you might afford a nice dinner out or a short vacation once a year. But only if nothing goes wrong, and you probably weren't flying. Low-income families often opted for long road trips, with stops at motels instead of an airplane. Middle class. In the 1980s, middle class was the definition of just right. Not rich, not poor. The social sweet spot. If wealth had a scale, the middle class would sit right in the center. Pop culture figures from this era like Marty McFly or Elliot from E.T. would be placed here. In 1981, about 61% of Americans were in the middle class. By 2023, that share had fallen to around 51%. That's roughly a 10 to 11% decline over approximately 50 years. You earn enough to comfortably cover housing, healthcare, education, and still have money left over for vacations, hobbies, or the new Atari game system. You probably finance a new car but can't pay it off yet. But best of all, your home has multiple phone lines. One for friends, one for business. Middle-class jobs were stable. Nurses, engineers, managers. You're not living paycheck to paycheck, but you're not immune to financial mistakes. You can't gamble everything on a risky business idea or retire early on a whim. It's comfortable but cautious. You enjoy life, but you still keep an eye on the budget and Reagan's new policies. Spend too much and you'll feel it for months. Upper middle class. This is where comfort turns into confidence. You live in a nice neighborhood. Your kids attend good schools, maybe private. Vacations are regular. Your job pays well. Senior management, specialized professions, or business ownership. Education played a major role in getting here. College wasn't optional, it was a requirement. You start to adopt the lifestyle of the wealthy: country clubs, premium gym membership, sports cars. Meanwhile, you record everything on bulky tapes with your new camcorder. But private jets and mansions are still out of reach. You're close, but not there. It's a balance. You enjoy luxury, but you're disciplined. You might drink fine wine, but you still check prices at the grocery store. You're doing well, but you haven't forgotten how fast things can change. Affluent. This is where Ferris Bueller would fit right in. You live in a large paid-off home or penthouse apartment. A hi-fi stereo system plays some Phil Collins from your vinyl collection. You invest regularly and enjoy life without constant calculation. You own other property you might rent out, take frequent vacations, dine at upscale restaurants where the staff remembers your name. You might collect art or invest in real estate. Affluence isn't about excess, it's about security. You have savings, investments, and flexibility. Losing a job wouldn't ruin you. Inflation doesn't keep you up at night. You're not famous, and you're not on any rich lists. But you're stable, comfortable, and free to make choices. You're floating, not drowning, not sprinting, just floating, upper affluent. If you were lucky enough to be a part of this class, wealth starts to feel effortless. Your financial cushion feels less like padding and more like a luxury mattress. You don't check price tags often. You can afford luxury cars, first-class travel, and multiple homes, plus all the exciting new gadgets that were invented at this time. Experiences matter. Fine dining, exclusive events, leisure that enriches your life. You likely have financial advisors managing your wealth. Your social circle includes other high earners. Conversations revolve around investments, markets, and legacy. You're not worried about the future, you're planning it. It's the sweet spot where money provides freedom without overwhelming responsibility. Millionaire. Being a millionaire in the 1980s means your net worth crosses 7 figures. Assets minus liabilities. That might include real estate, stocks, businesses, or long-term investments. You live comfortably and securely. Big purchases don't cause stress. You can fund education, retire early, or start a business if you want. But $1 million isn't infinite. In expensive cities, it stretches thinner. You still manage money carefully because staying wealthy matters as much as getting there. You're comfortable, flexible, and secure, but you're not untouchable. Multi-millionaire. You wake in a huge mansion, maybe in the hills. Your net worth isn't just high, it's excessive by normal standards. 8 figures, maybe 9. How did you get here? Most likely, you're either a professional athlete, mainstream musical artist, or trafficked goods from Colombia like our friend Tony. Your lifestyle includes luxury homes, high-end cars, global travel, and diversified investments. You make decisions based on interest, not necessity. But wealth at this level isn't always liquid. You might have millions on paper but little cash on hand. Your money lives in assets, working for you, growing quietly. It's power without panic, choice without pressure. Billionaire. If a millionaire owns a boat, a billionaire owns the factory, the brand, and the oil company fueling it. $1 billion is 1,000 million. Spend $1,000 every day, and it would take nearly 3,000 years to run out. Billionaires can buy islands, companies, entire industries. They fund technology, reshape markets, and influence the future. They deal with scrutiny, responsibility, and complexity, but they also never worry about survival. Ever. And when you compare that to the daily grind of a 9-to-5, suddenly even the stress of managing billions seems like a pretty good problem to have. If you made it to the end, thank you for watching. I post multiple times a week, so remember to hit that like and subscribe button, as not only would I appreciate it, but it also helps out a ton. Until next time, never stop learning.